All right, hey guys, how you doing? So it's been a while since I've been on here, so I thought maybe I'd jump on and talk about something that's kind of become near and dear to my heart. Of course, I'm a Rethunk Junk retailer. By the way, my name's Gretchen. And I had something happen over the weekend that just made me really realize I needed to kind of hammer home a point about this paint. So stick around to my number one reason and you'll understand why. So I'm gonna just dive in here. Okay, so my top 10 reasons that you should be using Rethunk Junk paint. Number 10, family owned. Okay, it's manufactured in the USA. Without getting into too much detail, Rethunk Junk is the brainchild of Laura and Tom Whitlow. They're based here in Georgia, and they've been in business for, I want to say, maybe 12 years or so. It's great to be able to support a family business, so that's number 10. Number 9, non-toxic and safe to use around family and pets. This is really important, guys. Our products are non-toxic and they are soap and water cleanup as far as when you paint. The paint itself is food grade safe, and what that means, of course, that means you don't eat it, but it means like if you wanted to paint a tray and then later use that tray to serve food on, cheese or whatever, it is safe. So non-toxic and safe. This also means that you can paint your baby furniture, your children's furniture in it, and rest assured that you're okay. All right, number 8, low to no odor. This is important to me. I tend to have very sensitive, and I won't really break out, but I'll get the runny nose and the watery eyes and all that. So it's really nice when you're working with a product that you have low to no odor. And I've actually painted things in my bedroom and slept that night with it without any issue. Of course, everybody's different, but this is my experience. Number 7, fast dry time, and it cures hard. Okay. If you're going to be working on a project, don't you want it to be able to move quickly for you, not something that takes days and days? So I don't want you to push the envelope as far as trying to put a bunch of layers on too quickly. But in class, we put on 2 layers of paint. We clean a piece and put 2 layers of paint on and talk and walk around and do things within a 3-hour class. It could be compressed more than that once you know what you're doing. So you can typically paint a piece, wait 15-20 minutes, go back if you touch it and it's dry to the touch. That means it's typically dry all the way to the inside, which is really important. Put your next layer of paint on and you're good. Curing hard. This is one of the hallmarks of our paint line because it's a resin acrylic paint. And when it dries and it cures, it's just rock solid. So you're going to have a good durable finish. Number 6, kind of ties into what I just got through talking about. Made with a DIY person in mind. So the do-it-yourselfer, average Joe, Jane, this is for you. It's not complicated. There are just simple steps to follow. You do that, you'll have success. Okay. Number 5, probably one of my favorites. No fancy or expensive brushes are needed. If you come from the chalk paint kind of side of things, you're used to buying $30, $40 brushes. You don't need expensive brushes with this paint line. This is what we use. This is currently what we're offering. These are the little shortcut brushes, and these are also the brushes that we use. Just standard soft brushes that you can go to your hardware store or you can buy from your Rethunk Junk retailer. They're just soft bristles, and you just find one that fits nicely in your hand and you're comfortable with, and you're good to go. So under $10 and you're good. All right. Number 4, not every surface needs sealant. Okay, this is important. I get asked this a lot. So let's say you've painted a dresser and it's going in your bedroom. You've painted, you've let it dry, now you want to put sealant on it, right? Well, you don't seal the whole thing. The sealant that I'm talking about, by the way, is like our tough top. We also have a flat top. It's just a clear sealant that you brush on. The only surface that needs that sealant would be that top of the dresser. And that's just to give it a little bit extra protection when you put things on and pull things off. The drawers and things like that really don't need it unless you just really want to do it. The exception, okay, so horizontal surfaces, so desktop, tabletop, those need sealant. But the legs, the sides, they do not need sealant. And the reason why is the paint actually has some of the sealant built into the paint. So that really, it kind of saves a step for you and a bit of an expense. Okay, number 3, pretty colors and washes and glazes and metallics. We've got all kinds of pretty things to choose from. I have just a few back here behind me. They're typically 25, 28 colors. Some of us retailers also have additional colors that we offer that are custom colors. Then you have your dark glaze. You have a glaze medium that you can create your own color glazes. You have the washes, and then you have the beautiful metallics. And this paint line, it's water-based. You can mix paint, you can blend all day long, you can make beautiful finishes, all kinds of things. So that's my number 3. Number 2, this is important, right? Value. Value. You're not going to spend a fortune on paint to paint something. Let me give you an example. This is a sample size of Rethunk Junk resin paint. That's 8 ounces. This is a pint, 16 ounces. I'm doing that wrong, 16 ounces. Okay. This little guy, this $10 guy, because typically it's going to be around, you know, the $10 mark wherever you buy it. It's going to paint typically 2 end tables. Okay. If you have a larger piece, like let's say a large dresser, like a triple dresser, typically one of these will do it. This is like 18 to 20 bucks, depending on where you buy it. Okay. So let's talk about your kitchen cabinets and your bathroom vanities. All right. I have my little cheat sheet here. I have to look it up. So 2 pints is equal to a quart. So now you're in the $36, $40 range. Wouldn't be that much. That will do 8 linear feet of cabinetry. So that takes into account the cabinet height. That's 8 linear feet. That's going to cover that. Okay. Most kitchens you probably can do in 2 quarts. You would need, you know, your paint. You would need the prep to clean with, and then remember I talked about the sealant. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, don't hold me to it, but roughly you're going to be in the $200 range to do a typical size kitchen. Now, I challenge you to find somebody who is going to paint your kitchen for you for under $200, okay? Remember what I said about this is for the do-it-yourselfer? This is a product that you are perfectly capable of doing, and you can create your own beautiful finishes and go on from there. But anyway, I digress. There's a lot of value in this, and if you want to get started and you're not sure how to do it, I teach classes. I know a lot of the retailers teach classes, and we're more than happy to get you started. So, all right, why am I doing this video? Years ago, I used to use chalk paint, I confess. And when you use chalk paint, guess what? You have to wax. Wax. Evil stuff. Wax. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you ever want to change that color, Paint doesn't like wax. I don't care whose paint. It doesn't like wax. So what do you have to do? You gotta strip it. You gotta sand it. You gotta take mineral spirits and you gotta scrub and scrub and scrub. Okay, so my number one thing is you can change the color at any time without sanding and stripping. I have this beautiful bar cabinet, and I'll show you pictures at some point. It was actually started out life as a TV cabinet, okay? And then I had it taken apart, some things pulled out. I had a middle section built, had the doors taken off, had glass put in the back, a shelf put in. It's a beautiful bar cabinet in my kitchen. Years ago. I painted it chalk paint. I used this stuff on it. I waxed it. Fast forward, it's last weekend. I wanted to repaint it. I'm going to tell you, I worked on that sucker. I used mineral spirits till I was blue in the face, which is, you know, rubber gloves, the whole 9 yards. I'm scrubbing, I'm scrubbing, I'm scrubbing. I got a little, you know, plastic tool. I'm trying to knock this wax off. Then I start sanding. Then I went back to my prep, used my trusty prep, trying to get rid of some. I mean, just everything I could think of. Thought I had it off. Painted. Went on fine. Came back. It's literally lifting off. Where I had missed little spots of that stupid wax still being on the surface. So, if you're like me, you like to change your mind. You like to do different colors. Your color schemes change throughout time. Do yourself a favor. Don't chalk paint and wax. Use Rethunk Junk paint. Because I promise you, I don't care what you do to it, with Rethunk Junk paint, if you decide tomorrow, the next day, a year from now, 5 years from now, you want something different, you can do something different to it. And all you gotta do is wipe the dust off, go to town with your paint. Alright? So, I'm done preaching. Thank you for letting me kind of, you can tell it really got to me. But, you know, I know there's a lot of chalk painted pieces out there. One tip, if you are like garage sailing or whatever, or you have pieces and you're not sure if it's been waxed, just find a little inconspicuous spot, take your little fingernail and just kind of rub it. If you get gunk coming up, that's not paint, if you're getting gunk coming up, that's wax. And that means it's going to have to be taken off before you do anything. And I don't care whose paint you're going to put on it. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Put comments down here below. I'd love to hear from you. Miss you guys. And, you know, keep rethunking. And y'all have a good day. Take care. Bye.